The Community Education Channel presents Community View, a closer look inside community issues that matter. It's a glimpse, a preview, bringing public perception to light on local community issues that make a difference.
Hello and welcome to Community View. I'm Melissa Anderson. The general election for 2018 is upon us, and while many people will be headed to the polls on November to cast their ballots, there are voters here in Washington County that will be actually getting their ballots in the mail this year. And with me to talk about these changes here in Washington County is Clerk and Auditor Kim Hafen. Welcome to us today. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for the invitation.
Tell us a little bit about this change and why we decided to switch over.
Well, there's a number of reasons. The equipment that we've been using for a number of years, since about 2003 or 4, has kind of coming towards the end of its life. It's no longer supported by the company that manufactured it. It was equipment that was purchased with federal dollars after the Bush-Gore Florida election in 2000, and so they wanted to change equipment. And so we've had that in place for 15 years or so, and it's kind of come to the end of its life. The legislature has allotted some money for the counties to buy new equipment. Historically, we've had about 350 or more of the touch screens that people are used to go and selecting who they wanted to vote for. The county thought that it was going to be prohibitive financially to replace those machine for machine. It would have cost in the neighborhood of $2 million to replace that equipment. The mail-in equipment, obviously, since we don't have all those things, we have counters, and we do have some, not touch screens anymore, but they're ballot marking devices. I'll talk about those maybe as we get other questions. But that equipment costs us in the neighborhood of $360,000, and the state's reimbursing the majority of that. So it's relatively inexpensive.
So this is a cheaper version. People will be getting their ballots mailed to them this year. When?
Yeah, so those ballots should be arriving in people's mail between the 15th and the 20th of October, not too far out from that. The order's already been sent to the printer to have those delivered to the registered voters. We've sent a postcard out to all active registered voters already to let them know that it's going to be by mail, a little yellow card you've probably seen in the mail.
Got mine.
I'd let them know that that's going to be by mail. And there's some other issues besides the money. We have to staff polling locations, and some locations like us pretty good to be there. Some are just kind of tolerate us. And so that's another issue, getting enough poll workers to staff. So there's a number of reasons besides the money, but that was being on the auditor side, that was an issue.
Right. Well, this goes on nationwide. There's a lot of everything's turning to that. But
yeah,
as far as mailing these ballots out, now you've got a sample ballot. Tell us a little bit about what's on this ballot this year.
Just to give you an idea, we're the 27th county in Utah to go by mail. So there's 2 more. Emory and Carbon haven't made that jump yet. And it may be a little bit odd, kind of going between the primary and the general, but next year's a municipal election, and we want some experience with this equipment before we get to the presidential election in 2000. So that's one of the reasons we want. So we do have this ballot that's being mailed out, and I'll just show you here. It's a big ballot.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Front and back. Besides just the contested races that are on here with the House, the federal House, the Senate. We have a county commission race. We have some other uncontested races on here. We have judge retention races, but then we have 3 proposed constitutional amendments that are on here. We have 3 propositions. One is the non-binding increase in gasoline tax to fund schools and roads. There's medical marijuana. There's the redistricting and Medicaid expansion. And then there's the Washington County School District is doing a special bond election, which is lengthy. And depending on where you live, there's other areas that have their own particular things on their own ballot in particular precincts, such as Diamond Valley and the town of Virgin. So it's a big ballot.
Yeah, it is. Well, we want to encourage people to get out or to vote. They don't have to even get out of their chairs, so they can take time to read that.
Right. So one of the things that happens sometimes is that a voter will go to the polling location at 7:30 on election night and get into the booth, and then maybe hasn't read these yet.
Right.
And so we hope by getting these in people's homes, 2 or 3 weeks in advance of the election, that they can be better informed and make better decisions, more informed decisions at
And
least.
they have to be mailed out by when to get to you by election day?
They have to be clearly postmarked by November 5th, no later than November 5th,
Okay.
which is Monday before Election Day. They can drop those ballots off. In our, we have drop boxes that will be located, there's 5 of them, 6 of them around the county, and they can come to our office and drop those off on Election Day. But they have to be, if they're going to mail them, postmarked no later than the 5th, which is Monday.
All right. So
One of the biggest things that we deal with is whether we're going to count a ballot or not when we get there is it's postmarked November 6th, and we can't count that vote.
well,
So
better get it
November
mailed.
6th thereafter, we can't count that vote.
So get it in the mail early.
Yeah, get it early. Don't wait till the last second, and anyway, we hope that people look at them. And our results that we post on election night will be better the earlier you vote. I mean, right now, historically, most of the people have voted at a machine on election day, and so we get those, and those are on election night. But since we won't have nearly as many of those type of votes being cast, we'll be counting these mail-in ballots prior to election day. Won't announce the results, obviously, but we'll be counting those, and so the more ballots that we receive before election day, the better our results will be on election night. Of course, the elections are never over until the canvass, a couple of weeks after,
Right.
after election day.
All right. So encourage people to get out and vote.
Yeah, or get in and vote.
All right, get in
Stay
and
in and
vote.
vote.
Stay in and vote.
However they like to do that.
All right. Thank you for joining us. And thank you for joining us. And I'm sure if you have any questions, you could give Kim's a phone call at his office, and make sure that you stay in and vote and get your vote counted. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.